It's time for part 2 of an out of bounds showcase for Duke Nukem 0 Hour. We're going to be exploring areas that can't be reached through normal means in this game. Also, let's go over some feedback. We got a comment from Metalhead, who is also in the last video if you remember. First, we discussed that there must be a zone from the second level, Liberty or Death, in the first level, Mean Streets. And after disabling the end of the level sequence, we could climb up the ladder and see that this wasn't the case, at least for playing on an emulator. Now, I do agree with him that there's a zone up there that's a remnant of the second level. I swear I've seen it before too, back when I played it on console, but sadly, if we look at the source map provided to us through the 0 Hour resources, there's no additional room in the out of bounds that can point us to this unknown area. I've searched everywhere and just can't find it. I don't have my original Nintendo 64 console, so if somebody wants to send me a video of themselves getting close to it on console, just send it to my Discord. There'll be a link in the description, and I'll put it on my next video. Next, Metalhead wanted to see the inside of the cave area at the beginning of the level Under Siege, and as you can see, there's not really much in here. It cuts off exactly where it needs to. If you have any feedback for this video, just shoot a comment down below. And lastly, to continue making content like this, I'd really like to ask you to subscribe to this channel. We're now on the road to 350 subscribers. So with all this being said, let's begin.
Game over.
So this video will cover the western portion of the game. In the first level, Dry Town, right off the bat, I'll tell you that there's not much that's going to be seen here. I'll still show you a few interesting things I found, like first, what's it like inside these rooms where the windows will pop open. So I found this store that has a pig spawn on top of it, and when I got on top of the store, I found this medical bandage. Now, I could be wrong, but I could have sworn that there wasn't a way on top of this building. So in this section of the level, we see a fence with some bottles on top of it that we can shoot. If we go behind this fence, there's actually a slope that runs up to the top of the fence. Like, maybe some enemies were originally going to run up the fence and shoot at you. Here we are at the last section of this level, and before this cutscene starts, neither female marshals are spawned in. Also, the safe has no collision whatsoever, but once we step into the cutscene, the safe has collision again. The marshals, however, don't spawn until the cutscene tells them to. Also, this marshal right here is permanently fixed on Duke's position. So there's not a lot to really see in Jailbreak. That being said, let's go to the end of the level where we can get a view of this unfinished boat model from the next level, Upship Creek. So in the level Upship Creek, there's actually a duplicate area of the outside, located pretty far out of bounds, and this area is only loaded in once we're inside the ship and looking at the outside. I'm going to give you guys a full showcase of this outer area that, again, is only spawned into the game when we're inside the ship. Here's a better look at the last section of Upship Creek. Just like Jailbreak, there's not much to see here too. But let's start with these open areas that boulders will drop. The last thing I want to show you here is this open outside area. It's pretty much just like the other open areas, except the walls are textured a little weird. But the most interesting part to me is getting close to the edge of the slopes, we can see the texture for walls from the present day timeline. By hacking into an unused security camera, we can see how far this ladder reaches down through the level. This level has the most to take in, obviously because you're on a minecart and the sections of the level will pass by pretty fast. So firstly, if we have invincibility activated and then get crushed by this boulder, it doesn't exactly squish you like normal boulders do. In fact, the hit detection is the same hit detection we receive if we're struck by an octobrain. Another interesting thing to note is that some of these paths begin in areas where there are no doors whatsoever, like this one path that literally starts in the water from the previous room. Some details that you either can't see or don't normally pay attention to are where aliens go when they leave your sight. Like this alien literally comes in gunslinging around the corner but ends up crashing into a closed door at the end of this slope. And I assume that this is a small humorous detail because the other aliens will always just zip through the walls and vanish. Normally when we fall off the cliffs, here Duke will scream and the game ends. If we directly spawn here into this area, it's actually pretty safe. Duke can navigate through the water without any issues so long as he doesn't jump. Eventually in this level we catch a glimpse of this triple cart that carries a bomb in the middle, and if we follow this cart to the end of its path, we can see that it will continuously spin in a circle like a tornado. Now it's time to just explore some outer bounds. Now I swear I found this area before in the Scorpion level. It's a circular area with some water at the bottom. I swear that there was some area you could blow up and swim over here from the bottom, but for the life of me I can't seem to find the secret entrance. I spent a good hour just throwing explosives at the walls of the actual battle area with the cyborg Scorpion, but I just couldn't find it. If you know how to get here, please let me know in the comments below. It's bugging the crap out of me. Here's the same area that's used after the last boss fight, except now it looks a little bit more damaged. And last but not least, this one's dedicated to our viewer Metalhead. It's a full showcase of the modern city destroyed in the zombie apocalypse. We only get to see this briefly after beating this level, so here's a small look through. that will conclude part 2 of Duke Nukem 0 Hour Out of Bounds Showcase. Stay tuned late June for part 3, the final part of this series, where we'll pretty much cover the rest of the game. We've made it to 310 subscribers, and again, in order to keep doing content like this, I'd really like to ask you to subscribe to this channel and help support it. Let me just say that after part 3 of the Out of Bounds Showcase for Duke Nukem 0 Hour, there will still be plenty of more 0 Hour content coming our way. I don't want to spoil too much, but it's safe to say that part 3 will not be the end of 0 Hour altogether for this channel. Till part 3 comes out, check out part 1 if you haven't already. Also, there's a couple more 0 Hour videos I got on here saved on a Duke Nukem playlist, so make sure you don't miss out on those either. And with all this being said, stay safe and take it easy.